Hey everyone, welcome back to Backwards and Forwards. My name is Tyler, and welcome to something new and exciting that I'm going to be starting here on Backwards and Forwards. As you can tell, this is a podcast, the Memory Card Podcast. Basically, what we're going to be talking about here on this podcast is this is basically going to be kind of my way to kind of be staying up to date on what is going on in the world of gaming through games that I'm playing, games that I'm interested in, talking about games that are going to be coming out in the future that I'm excited about, games that are out that I haven't played, and just gaming in general. Maybe even have some friends on the channel come on and do some podcasts with me here as well. Yeah, there's just another piece of content I'm looking forward to starting here on Backwards and Forwards. Like I said, I'm not sure of the upload schedule just yet. I would like to try to do once a week, maybe starting out with twice a month at the very least. I already know what episode 1 is gonna be about, and I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, I am really excited to start this new podcast here on Backwards and Forwards. It's gonna be a lot of fun, like I said, talking about gaming news, talking about, upcoming games I'm excited for, games that I'm playing right now that may not be current. But yeah, like I said, this is gonna be a really fun podcast. So I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be audio only to start with. There may be occasional video podcasts every now and then, but of course, I want you guys to be able to experience this podcast in an audio format here on YouTube and all of our platforms. So, gaming, as far as new games are coming on the channel, I'm starting fresh in 2026 with that. I've already got all of January scheduled, and if you follow one of my other channels, The Pitch Straight, you know that I'm a motorsports fan. So that should give you a hint as to what the uh first series of 2026 that I'm covering is going to be. So be looking forward to that here on Backwards and Forwards. We're basically going to be having an upload every single day throughout at least the first half of 2026, and most likely to the second half of 2026. We also have another new series that's starting on Sundays that in the state of the channel video that'll release on January 1st of 2026 that I kind of go into. But yeah, like I said, I'm really looking forward to it. These memory card podcasts, once they get rolling, they'll be, podcast length. Some may be 15 minutes, some 30, some an hour, some a couple hours, but just however much I feel like I need to talk about the topic at hand that I'm going to be going over in that episode. So yeah, like I said, I'm really looking forward to it. This is gonna be my first true attempt to have a podcast across all of my channels. So I'm looking forward to it. I know maybe rough at the start, but I'm looking to grow in the podcasting kind of space. So if you enjoy this content, be sure to subscribe to Backwards and Forwards for gaming content, live streams, and many more. We're also gonna be ramping up our social media as we go into 2026. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it and getting this podcast rolling. And I also mentioned what I kind of know what episode 1 is going to be about, and I'm actually going to record that today, the same day I'm recording this podcast. But a game that I have been playing a lot recently is the Pac-Man World Repack games. I grew up, and we'll cover these two games on the channel eventually, but I grew up on the Nintendo GameCube playing Pac-Man World 2 and Pac-Man World 3 like crazy. I didn't have the original PlayStation, so I never really played the original Pac-Man World 1. I had it on Game Boy, but I have very vague memories of playing that game. So, as I've been playing, Pac-Man World Repack, that has kind of been my first, true experience with, Pac-Man World 1, and I've really enjoyed it. Like I said, we're gonna cover it, on the channel, probably in the next year or so, maybe in a couple years, but yeah, I'm looking forward to actually playing through Pac-Man World Repack on the channel. Again, another reason for this podcast is so I can kind of talk about the games that I'm playing and what I think about them. And yeah, we're gonna do an episode on Pac-Man World Repack. That'll probably be episode 1. But also, I want to do an episode, and it may be in the same episode, on Pac-Man World 3 Repack. Because if you know the Pac-Man World games, you know Pac-Man World 1 and Pac-Man World 2 are kind of the same feel a little bit. That kind of fun atmosphere, kind of whimsical Pac-Land. Pac-Man World 3 just takes that into a whole nother direction that when I've been thinking about, okay, if you look at it, they've remade Pac-Man World 1 and Pac-Man World 2. They are most likely going to remake Pac-Man World 3 because I feel like they need to if they've done 1 and 2. I just want to discuss what in the world they're going to do with Pac-Man World 3 Because also what the repack games have done is they have shifted kind of the tone a little bit. It's not saying that they weren't like super heavy tones in the original releases. They absolutely weren't, but they have made it even lighter in the repacks. So they kind of a lot of work to do in World 3 repack if they decide to remake that game, and that is something I will discuss in episode 1 and possibly episode 2 of this memory card podcast. But episode 1 will definitely be over Pac-Man World 1. And speaking of, let's go to share the release date of episode 1. That will be, let's do after Thanksgiving. So December 2nd, 2025 will be the first episode of the Memory Card podcast here backwards and forwards. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep it twice a month. Would maybe get to the point where it's doing once a week, but definitely twice a month we're going to start with. Tuesday, 11 a.m. on December 2nd will be episode number 1 of the Memory Card podcast here on Backwards and Forwards. And also just want to say, I hope you've been enjoying the Assassin's Creed shorts for all the major games that we're going to be covering, like Assassin's Creed. You know, if you have seen the channel, you probably saw Final Fantasy 15. Deleted those videos because I want to give that game the love that I believe that it deserves here on the channel. So that will be coming up soon, probably after the first 2 seasons of this motorsports games we're going to cover here on Backwards and Forwards. But yeah, just want to give that Final Fantasy 15 love it deserves. So we're going to be covering that. And like I said, hope you've been enjoying the shorts. So like Final Fantasy 15 will be the next major game that gets shorts on the channel and other games like that. So yeah, sorry for the rambles, but I'm looking forward to this podcast. It's going to be a lot of fun covering games in this format. And again, even having friends in the channel on to discuss some of our favorite games as well. But if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe here to Backwards and Forwards for more content like this. Like I said, we're going to be showcasing next week, next Tuesday. It is Thanksgiving week here in the US, but next Tuesday, December 2nd, we're going to have episode 1 of the Memory Card podcast. My name is Tyler, and I hope to see you soon here on the internet.